Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the mini plot for the VS Vehicle Gattai Series EX set, which is comprised of the Magic Dial Fighter, Trigger Machine Splash, Lupin Magnum, Siren Striker, and Victory Striker. So this is a really nice set of 5 vehicles that we're going to put together here. As you can see, we have various combinations. So with the Magic Dial Fighter, you can make Lupin Kaiser Magic. With the Trigger Machine Splash, you can make Lupin Kaiser Magic Splash, I think that's called. I don't know. These names get so crazy. All the crazy additions and everything. Obviously, we have the Lupin Magnum here. I believe with Siren Striker, it's the Lupin Kaiser Siren Magic Splash. And then with the Victory Striker, it's the Lupin Kaiser Victory Magic Splash. I apologize. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Like I said, the names get more and more convoluted as they go on. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. But in any case, it's really neat. I think these are some really nice combinations. And the cool thing about when we start to get to these trigger machines and dial fighters, each one came with its own head. So, like, literally every single one of these has a different torso combination depending on how you combine them, which is really neat. I think that was really fun. So you can see on the side of the box, it gives you a lineup of the 5 in the set. Not too much on this side, not too much on the bottom. On the tops, they just kind of show you so you can pick them out easy from the box. And then the back of the box is very neat, advertising the special set of Udo figures there on the bottom. Since I believe this will be the last release for mini plot for Lupinranger vs Patranger. But yeah, definitely cool. I really like, the reason I wanted to get the whole set, really, I like the Lupin Magnum quite a bit. I'm not really sure why. I just really do. And then here is the box for Siren Striker. So we'll take a look at all the various combinations after I get all of these put together and all the stickers applied. So let's go ahead and get to that, and we'll be right back so we can take a closer look. So here we go, the 5 fully assembled and all stickers applied. We'll start with the Magic Dial Fighter. Looks pretty good, as you can see, obvious stickers here on the top and all along the side, but I think they look really nice. Dial does spin. He doesn't have the weird tab the others all do. He actually has kind of an indentation. And then you can see the headpiece that clicks on the back there. Next up we have the Trigger Machine Splash, which is considerably smaller than the rest, but I think it makes sense. He's definitely got a few stickers. All of the windows are stickers. The silver piece here, the wheels. And then he's got, this actually unpegs from the top there, and then you can see the fire extinguisher piece there, which has quite a few stickers on it, but we will get to that. Obviously, the largest of all of them is the Lupin Magnum, which I think looks really good. A lot of nice stickers on this as well. Unfortunately, the handle is completely hollow on the side, which is a bit of a bummer. Obviously, I would have preferred it not to be that, but I understand they need to save money since he's so large. You can turn this on the back just like the original toy, so you can spin it around, have him meet like he's attacking, which is very neat. Here is the Siren Striker. Ton of stickers here on the treads. They were definitely challenging, but I think they came out all right. Not perfect, but what can you do? Definitely very cool, though. You can move the guns up and down, even the middle turret as well. And they have little fake triggers, even though they don't do anything, but I think that's neat. And then, of course, we have the Victory Striker. And this can open, just like on the show, where it would deploy the Siren Striker from the bay there. Obviously, you can't fit, but you have to use your imagination. A lot of nice stickers on here as well, and they all went on pretty nice because they're pretty flat surfaces, which is nice. So yeah, I think all 5 of these look fantastic. I'm just going to go through them one by one, and we'll do the various combinations with the Good Striker. So for our first combination, we have the Good Striker with the blue Dial Fighter arm. We're going to take our Magic Dial Fighter and completely unpeg this whole section here. You can actually take this, pull it out to reveal a joint, and then you're going to open this like this. Now they give you this blue piece here just for kind of aesthetics, but you're actually going to want to take that off, and it comes with a separate open ball and hand piece. So you're going to peg that on instead. Unfortunately, there's no great place to store that when you don't have it connected, so you just kind of have to make sure you don't lose that, or just leave him in robot mode. Actually, let me turn that around. And then you take this piece, you will extend these a kind of a 45-degree angle and flip these up, and you can see that there are 4 silver stickers there. Let's see if I can get the light to hit them so you can actually see them. And then this piece will fold down just like that. I guess this actually goes down a little bit lower. There we go. And then you're going to peg this onto this peg right here. And there you go. So this is Lupin Kaiser Magic, I believe this is called. I like the look of it quite a bit. I still think this hand thing is goofy. I think it's goofy on the DX. I think it's a little bit better here because since it doesn't actually have to fit inside, there's a much larger hand. It looks a little bit less weird. I do appreciate the elbow joint. You have that same kind of out to the side joint that they have with the other arms, and now you have an elbow joint in there as well. So I think it looks better in the mini plow version than the deluxe, but I still think it's a little weird. Head can also turn from side to side. So you have a little bit more articulation than you do in the DX version, but I still think this hand is a little goofy. So for Trigger Machine Splash, the first thing I wanted to address when it comes to Magic Dial Fighter, if you want to put this back on just to kind of store it somewhere, you totally can. It hinders shoulder movement a little bit, so that's up to you. I kind of like to put it back on there mostly just so I don't lose it, but also I think it looks kind of neat. If you want to leave it off and just put it off to the side, you can certainly do that as well, but in this configuration it won't be the head anymore, so you have to remove it. You're going to take your Trigger Machine Splash, unpeg this whole piece will come off. Then it has you pull this out to reveal an elbow joint. But the problem is this piece can't turn, so like that has to hang down while you kind of have like a movement there. So I don't know, it doesn't work amazingly well and looks a little goofy in my opinion. But I mean, if you want to just leave it straight down, you can. If you want to push it back in and have it peg in, you certainly could. It's really up to you. This can pop out a little bit like that. So it's up to you. They give you the elbow joint. You don't have to use it. I'm going to use it for the purposes of this. But even if just this could have just rotated just a smidge so that it just wasn't behind it, I think would have looked a little better. So when you take the fire extinguisher piece, you're going to lift this up. You're going to pull this down, and you'll see that there's 2 pieces in here that you have to pull out. Then you will take them and you will peg them into these little spots here. So you have to kind of manually assemble the chest piece here. It doesn't just flip out. On the Deluxe, I think they're on hinges and you just flip it out, but here you kind of have to manually assemble it. The next thing you're going to do, and this is a little weird, so you have to take off this piece here. You have to pull out this head piece, which is kind of the face. Then they give you a second cylinder to drop on top of this. And then you're going to repeg the face into the front of that. And then you're going to put this back on top of that. Now basically what this serves to do is raise the head up a little bit. Because if you left it pegged into the bottom one, the head would never be above these gray pieces and you'd never see it. So you're going to peg this into the top here. And then there you go. Now, once again, I think this works a little better than the deluxe version because it raises the head up and because you can see it a little better, but I still think like this head is too small. I think it just looks really tiny for this body. I feel like if you were going to make me put a new piece on anyway, you could have just given me a full bigger head, and instead of having to move the face and reposition this piece, just have this like smaller piece pegged in for the fire extinguisher part. Then just take that off and put on a completely new head that's just a little bit bigger, just because I feel like it would fit a little better. That's just what I would have done personally, but head still looks good. It's all a lot of stickers. They're pretty, not terribly difficult, but they're a little difficult to apply and make sure that they stay on there. But what you're left with looks cool. I just wish the head was a little bigger. But there is the Lupin Kaiser Magic Splash, I think it's called. Next up, we're moving on to the Lupin Magnum. Transformation is actually very simple. You're going to kind of just unpeg the arms because they are pegged into the legs. And then you can kind of move them out to the side. You will drop the entire legs down, and you'll see that that will reveal the kind of crotch plate. You'll unpeg the legs from each other, and then you will just rotate this down for the arms. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have any kind of elbows, which is a bummer. Head's on a ball joint. That can move around as much as you like. Swivel here in the shoulder. You have movement here in the arms, but unfortunately that's it. I'm trying to think, do you have weight? I don't think you have... actually, you do have a little bit of waist movement back and forth. But you have a nice ball joint in the hip, and then you have a ball joint in the ankle. So you can definitely get some dynamic posing there. Nice ankle tilts, nice strong base. Still has the giant handle hanging off the back, just like the deluxe version, but I like them. And I definitely love the head sculpt. I think they did a great job with the stickers as well. Looks pretty good. You can turn that from side to side. And then all the gold stickering I think works really well. So he looks good. I like him quite a bit. Wish he had a little bit more articulation, mostly in the arms. Wish he had some elbow joints, but I understand. What you can do, of course, push this to the back here. And then bring in your dial fighters. Just like that. And I really like the look of that. I just think he looks kind of squat and chunky and ready to throw down like a little bruiser. I think that looks really cool. I like the look of that quite a bit. Now you can put any arms on here that you want. They just suggest these two, but you can connect to anybody. But I definitely think this looks really, really cool. Alright, for the next configuration with Siren Striker, I've gone ahead and removed the torso section from Trigger Machine Splash, and you can see I've kind of stored it back in the kind of compartment area where the fire extinguisher goes. It holds in there loosely, but I feel like just by making sure you have that pushed all the way against, it will hold in there. If you want to put it off to the side, you can. I kind of like to store it in there. Taking this guy, basically, you're going to pull it out a little bit. You're going to move these kind of at not quite a 45-degree angle, but a little bit up. Move the middle piece or turret up. Fold down these pieces. And if you do want to just fold them down in the tank mode, you can certainly do that. All you'd have to do is lift these up and then pop them out or pop them down. And if you want to use that in the vehicle mode, you certainly can. But back to the transformation. You pull this out, flip these two parts forward. This will hinge down, and then you kind of put these at whatever angle you're comfortable with. And then you will peg these in over here. Now, I believe you're supposed to peg it into the inner one right there. But we will give that a shot and see if it works. I am wrong. You want to peg it into the outer one. There we go. And if you really wanted to use this guy as an arm, you certainly could. He does have the same, peg holes. They're all the same pegs, so you could pop it on the arm if you wanted instead of the torso. But here is the, now I'm going to say Lupin Kaiser Striker Magic Splash. Maybe that's completely wrong. But I love, love, love the head design. Again, a lot of stickers, very difficult to apply in this small area, but what you're left with looks really good. I like that quite a bit. So this guy's definitely got some firepower, and I think he looks really cool. Make sure that's on all the way. There we go. So yeah, really cool configuration. I like this quite a bit. Pretty much the exact same configuration for Jackpot Striker here. You're going to remove the tailpiece. You're going to open up these two hinges in the front and then just drop this whole thing down. You have the peg there. That's going to peg in right there, same as all the others. And then you're going to bring this up and pop it on top. And there you go. Now it's a little difficult to see the head for this guy. I'm going to try to shine some light in there. It's very recessed, so unfortunately it's very difficult to see, but a lot of stickers on him as well. Very intricate, but it looks good when all said and done. It's just very recessed in there, and as a result, because of these wings, you can't see the head too well, unfortunately. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool configuration. I don't know why the torso keeps moving there. I kind of wish it wasn't so recessed because it really does cast a lot of shadow, which is kind of a bummer, but I don't really know how to fix that. Maybe tilt it back a little bit. That's a little better. So you can completely play with this if you wanted to tilt it back a little bit. It's up to you. But overall, still a pretty cool configuration. So I think this is a really fun set. I just wanted to demonstrate again, you can go ahead and put Siren Striker on as an arm. But I definitely recommend the EX set. If you've been collecting the others up till now, definitely some nice vehicles in this set. Siren Striker, Victory Striker, very solid. Trigger Machine Splash and Magic Dial Fighter, I don't know, they're okay. I mean, I've had problems with their design since day one, even with the DX versions. Trigger Machine Splash is alright, but Dial Fighter Magic is just a little goofy to me. It can be fun, but I still think it's a little goofy. But I think that the mini plot representation is very good, just as good, if not a little better than the DX representation, so it's not a problem with the mini plot, it's a problem with the overall design of the Dial Fighter. But, I mean, you may love it, and if you do, I definitely think you'll like the mini plot representation. Really nice EX set here, definitely recommend picking it up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.